Keep it going, keep it pushing through. Yeah, I'm just trying to ball like the playoffs. I just want them rings like a phone call. Ain't about what you want, it's about what you working for. How much time you put in and how far you trying to go. I got everything I need, it's all.
What's going on, people? You know who it is. It's Tay Wiz reporting live for the Man Cave as usual. For those subscribers that's not subscribed to the YouTube channel or the Twitter page, please feel free to do so now at TAE_WIGGS. I keep you in tune with the latest information going around the league thus far. It was 6 games that was on last night. The first game was the Boston Celtics taking on the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls is struggling this year. No superstar that they have. They need to find different ways to win and different players to step up. And they did the Boston Celtics last night. The reason they
back in action to DeAndre gets it back for 3. Milos Teodosic.
And you know they still without Gordon Hayward. But the young Chicago Bulls found a way to get a win. They got their 6 wins.
The Clipper bench, the crowd, all standing, all loving it. The Clippers reclaim their 4-point lead, 91-87. Welcome back, Milos.
23 points. Nikolai Materovich with 24 points. And you know, in the Windy City, when the Chicago Bulls score over 100-something points, the fans get free Big Macs. They got their free Big Macs. And once they got to 100, the fans started leaving. They say, you know what? I know y'all got this win, Bulls, but we got to eat. So they left. The Bulls won. And there's one thing about this young Bulls team. They are feisty. They beat some quality teams. But the whole thing is they got to carry this same awareness and passion over to the next game if they want to be better. Because they show you a glimpse where they can contend with some of these top-notch teams in the league. But the whole ordeal is they gotta put quarters together. You can't come out and have a good first quarter and lay it down in the second quarter, then have a good third quarter, then lay it down in the fourth quarter. You got to find some way to put 3 quarters together if you want to beat these teams in the league. And first and foremost, like I said, the Bulls now are 6-20. The Boston Celtics record is 23 wins, and they just got their 6th loss of the season. Next game, the Miami Heat taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies lost this game 82-107. The Grizzlies fall to 8 wins and 19 losses as the Miami Heat improved to 13-13. They right at 500. Gordon Dragic had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Lefty point guard who's going to find different ways to get to the cup. And he can take you off the dribble because he can go left or he can go right. That's the one thing I do like about him. Probably one of the most slept-on point guards probably in the NBA thus far. Because he can show you, you got to realize this guy can show you different ways to win games. And yes, he's played under Steve Nash in Phoenix. So he has learned something from Steve Nash, a 2-time MVP. Josh Richardson, who's having a nice year this year. 17 points to go along with 5 rebounds. But Marc Gasol and the boys came up short. Like I said, Marc Gasol had 19 points to go along with 6 rebounds, and Andrew Harrison with 16 points. The one thing to say about the Memphis Grizzlies, this team had a hot start. That's when they was healthy. Mike Conley Jr. was in the slot, but now since he's out for some time, once they get him back, can this team still have enough time to make some ground up to make a playoff push? But right now, you cannot bury a hole. You're getting buried. So if you lose that 20th game, you are done. You might as well get ready for next year. Start trading some people away and try to get some trade access into your organization. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Golden State Warriors. CJ McCollum, 21 points. And you know Damian Lillard, Dame Time had 39 points. But these 2 guys right here for the Portland Trail Blazers are carrying a load. If they can make a trade somewhere to get it like a DeAndre Jordan to take some of that pressure off, yes, I know they got Miles Leonard, and I know they got Al-Farouq Aminu and Evan Turner, but these 2 guys right here, CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, they carry the load every night. If they can get somebody else that can score another 15 to 17 points with them, they can win a lot of games. Right now they at 13-13 because they lost last night, and they right at 500. They got to find different ways for other players to help them chip in. It don't have to be scoring. Somebody has to play lockdown defense on that perimeter shooter or that perimeter all-star. You have to bring it every night. And these 2 guys are just carrying the load. Kevin Durant had 28 points, 9 rebounds. Klay Thompson with 24. There was no Draymond Green, and there was no Steph Curry. Other guys came and chipped in. Nick Young, Jordan Bell. These are the different things of the Golden State Warriors. They can hit you with different players that can do different things. And this team right now, they rolling 22 wins and 6 losses. The Toronto Raptors and the Clippers. The Raptors lost the game. The Clippers walked away victorious. Valanciunas had 23 points last night to go along with 15 rebounds with the Toronto Raptors. And DeMar DeRozan had 17 points, 8 rebounds back at home in L.A. Wasn't enough. They came up short. DeAndre Jordan had a huge game, 14 points, 17 rebounds. And Lou Williams, 17 points, 5 assists. I'm gonna cut this right here. This is what I'm going to say about the Clippers. They got to utilize that bench more. Doc Rivers got to use his bench if you're going to get wins like this. When I seen last night flicking back and forth during the NBA League Pass, hey, if you don't have NBA League Pass, go order it right now, man. 5 easy payments, man. 5 easy payments of $50. When I'm looking at stuff like this, when he emptied the bench out, you're getting the players out there more comfortable in the gameplay. When you're trying to roll an 8-man rotation, them 8-man rotations don't work no more in this league. Players got much smarter, stronger, faster, and they quicker out there. So you got to utilize the whole bench to throw different looks at certain guys. Because if you sit down and watch film, they're going to say, hey, Doc only playing DeAndre Jordan or Austin Rivers and a Bryce Johnson. And it goes on and on. When you rolling those 8 guys out all the time, it's going to be easy to defend those guys. When you throw 2 and 3 more extra guys out there to get the other player a breather, it takes on a whole different look because you know what this player is capable of. When you see Montrezl Harrell out there scoring points last night, Bryce Johnson getting some looks, now you open up a whole other can of worms for teams to sit down and watch film. How can we take this guy's strength away? We got to find his weakness on offense. And when I seen Doc Rivers doing that more often, now this is how they get a quality win like that. And that was a good win for them to improve their record to 10-15. This was another team who had a hot start, who was like a #1, had the best record in the Western Conference. You seen what happened as they fell down when Blake Griffin got hurt. So this team is right there. They need to pull off some more quality wins like this. 2 games I did watch last night, going back and forth between the Hornets and Thunder and the Pelicans and Rockets. Now I did watch the Charlotte Hornets and the OKC Thunder. And the one thing I like about what the Hornets did to the Thunder, everybody know the Thunder right now is still looking for chemistry. The Thunder are lacking chemistry. The one thing I did like was Steven Silas did, who's taking over right now as the part-time head coach until Steve Clifford get healthy. They were attacking the Oklahoma City Thunder in the paint. Keep going at them. Different looks. You had people like Marvin Williams, who was hot from the 3-point line. Then you had Kemba Walker, who was shooting threes and taking it inside. Then Jeremy Lamb doing what he has to do. Then the big fella, DH12, Dwight Howard, played like a man last night. Not saying he don't play like a man every night, but this is one of the better games I have seen him play. He had 23 points to go along with 7 rebounds. Kemba Walker with 19 points and 9 assists. And they was getting scoring for guys off the bench. I think it's Trevor Graham was getting busy out there. He came off the bench with 12 points. And they was getting different looks. Malik Monk, Dwayne Bacon, the 2 rookies, they was going to the hole. And I like when I seen for how Marvin Williams and Kemba Walker put him to the side in late game situation, was talking to him. I don't know what he was saying to him. Probably was saying, hey, Rook, don't rush your shot. Take your time and find the best shot available. And once I seen them two pull those 2 rookies together to a side and tell them something different, what they see on the court from the bench, and I'm looking at 2 young rookies who's growing up, who's taking over certain situations in the game, getting key buckets for the Charlotte Hornets, and that's all good quality wins right there. When you beat a team like OKC, who got a Carmelo Anthony, a Russell Westbrook, a PG-13, a Steven Adams, a Ray Felton. But until the Thunder find their chemistry, this team going to be reckoned with. Yes, Paul George had 20 points and Carmelo Anthony had 11. But Russell Westbrook had 30 points, 7 assists. He was 10 for 22, taking a lot of shots. And one thing the MVP from last year, Russell Westbrook, has to realize is you cannot force shots because the next man on the opposing team come down and shoot a three. You cannot do that. You cannot just try to, you know what, we're going to have a duel match. Because when you do that, that's when you start shooting your team out the game. You don't want to do that, Brody. You don't want to shoot your team out the game. And that's what you was doing. When Kemba Walker come down to shoot three, you shoot a three. If Frank come down to the lane trying to dunk, you trying to do the same thing. You can't go bucket for bucket because you're taking some of the easy stuff that you could man a double team, Brody. And you have to get the other teammates involved. When you start just jacking shots, your teammates don't want to play. They going to just stand around like, you know what, we're going to stand back. We're going to let Russell Westbrook do what Russell Westbrook does. When you're not on, you're not on. Get other team members involved in the game. Make the game easier. For you. Then once you start getting them involved, you can roll to the basket. You could do your normal things that you normally do. But until then, you keep doing that, you're gonna keep coming up in on that short of the stick and losses. And the other game I did watch was the Pelicans. Before I jump into that Pelicans game, the Hornets did win that game last night, 116-103. They're 10-16. The Thunder fall to 12-14. Now, back to this Pelicans and Rockets game I did watch. The Pelicans played great basketball through 3 quarters. I'm talking about the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter. Great basketball. They jumped on them early. I mean, super early. E'Twaun Moore had a career high at halftime. He was 6 for 6 from the three-point line. He ended the game 6 for 8. He had 36 points last night. DeMarcus Cousins had 24 points to go along with 14 rebounds. And then I'm looking at Drew Holiday, 37 points. Rajon Rondo had a triple-double, 13 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. And they lost. And the reason they lost, because they have to guard the three-point line. And the reason I took that second like that, to guard the three-point line, you don't have to double team James Harden. Because you're forgetting that he has Chris Paul. And he had Trevor Ariza knocking down threes. Ryan Anderson was going to the hole playing big man basketball. He wasn't settling for too many threes last night. Eric Gordon was huge. So it's and Nene. And the one guy who's not getting no recognition on this team for the Houston Rockets, these two guys who's not getting no recognition because you hear CP, Clint Capella, James Harden. These two guys who's playing thorough defense. PJ Tucker, that's one guy who's playing stellar out there on that key and on the wings. PJ Tucker is doing it. He don't have to score. PJ Tucker might have like 8 points, but the one thing you're not going to see in that score box is you look up the person who's defending. You look at some of the people he defended on a nightly basis, probably like Kevin Durant or Andrew Wiggins or LeBron James. Some of these guys he's keeping below their normal average. And the second guy is Luba Mute-Richard, another defender who's taking the pressure off of James Harden, off of Chris Paul to play defense. And the one thing I'm going to say about this Houston Rockets team, they're along at the guard spot. James Harden, Trevor Ariza, Clint Capella. These guys are along in the front court and back court. And you got Chris Paul who plays sneaky defense, who play the pass lanes, who's going to get you about 2 or 3 steals a game. And the reason I'm saying this because the other day watching the Pelicans play, they was up on the Warriors. And the Warriors head coach, Alvin Gentry, went off. Can't blame anybody but yourself. When the Golden State Warriors is making that comeback the other night, then one time you sat there and called a timeout. You let the team keep building and building. You let them come down the court and hit about 3 or 4 threes in a row before you call a timeout. By the time you call a timeout, the Warriors down by 5. You already know when the Warriors are down by 20. That's a 5-point lead for your team. And when you was up like how you was when you was up the other night against the Warriors and you was up last night against the Rockets, you played 2 teams who would have been died by a 3-pointer. Now one time I seen your team trying to play bully basketball and go straight to the hole. They were selling for a lot of jumpers and a lot of threes. This is how you lose a game against teams that shoot threes. You live by the three, you die by the three. And last night, the Houston Rockets was living. They couldn't hit in the first half, but when they came to that fourth quarter, they was lights out. Lights out. Because you didn't get no points from Dante Cunningham, all like that. Anthony Davis was out again. Let's be honest, people. Pelican fans and Anthony Davis fans across the world. I'm going to just be honest. Anthony Davis is injury prone. It's always something wrong with Anthony Davis. Shoulder, legs, feet, concussions. He's injury prone. And until he can stay healthy, to stay by DeMarcus Cousins' side, this team, one thing people don't understand about this Pelicans team, I know they're not a sexy pick to go to the NBA Finals or to a Western Conference Finals, but this team can do some damage to one of them Houston Rockets teams, to the San Antonio Spurs team, and the Golden State Warriors. They have to stay healthy. They got some of the best. They got the two best big men probably in the league, arguably. You got DMC and you got AD, but until AD can stay healthy on that court, this team can be a potential threat. You see what they did to the Cavaliers. We already know they can beat the Golden State Warriors. And we know they can beat the Rockets. But they have to stay healthy. Anthony Davis already this season, out of the games they played 28 games already. I think Anthony Davis already missed about 10 games already. And we're not even at the All-Star break. So you already know if he missed 10 games, you know another 20 more coming. Can he stay healthy? You need him to stay healthy if you want to take this game to the next level. You got Rajon Rondo, a floor leader out there. Drew Holiday can get buckets. Etuan Moore can get buckets. But until Anthony Davis can stay healthy, this team can blow a lot of teams out of the water easily, hands down. This is not up for debate or argument. This Pelicans team can do some damage as long as Anthony Davis can stay healthy. Before I end this segment, we got a couple of games that come on tonight. You got the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Cavaliers, 7 p.m. The Denver Nuggets and Detroit Pistons, that's a 7 p.m. game too. The Los Angeles Lakers taking on the New York Knicks, that's an ESPN game that will be nationally televised at 7 p.m. Washington Wizards taking on the Brooklyn Nets, that's a 7:30 p.m. That's on League Pass. Just like the Denver Nuggets game is on League Pass, followed by the Cavaliers game is on League Pass. But tonight's the night we may see Jahlil Okafor suit up and play for the Brooklyn Nets from that trade. So let's see what he's going to do tonight. I will watch that game and see how he do because he hasn't been out there on the court in quite some time. The San Antonio Spurs and come on tonight. Play the Dallas Mavericks. That's on League Pass too. That's an 8 p.m. game. Tonight's the night that Kawhi Leonard will be dressed up. He will be activated. He will give it a go tonight, folks. I was glad to see him back. I was eager. He's one of my favorite guys I do like to watch defensive-wise. I know he can score, but it's one of the guys I do like to watch. The 76ers take on the Timberwolves. That's 9:30. That's an ESPN game. Then the last game, the Sacramento Kings take on the Phoenix Suns. That's 10 p.m. That's NBA League Pass. But before I go, I need everybody to go check out my Indiana Pacers. This is not my team, but go check them out on my YouTube and my power rankings. Slide all the way down and look where they at. And look what I said about Victor Oladipo. Hey, I'm speaking facts. For all the new followers out there, go check it out on Tay Wiggs. That's on the YouTube channel and the Twitter. But go check that Victor Oladipo. What I said about Victor Oladipo and I predicted about him. And so far, and Victor Oladipo, man, if you watching this, or if you got anybody that's close that can get you to watch this segment, go check out what I said about you, man. You work hard. You've been traded around a couple of teams. I always believed in you since day one you played for Orlando Magic. And you played for the OKC Thunder. I told everybody about Victor Oladipo in the summertime. I said, Victor Oladipo is player of the week. Giving fits out there. He lost weight. He looked better in shape. He probably changed his eating habits. He's on a great diet. I said this about Victor Oladipo to refresh your memories out there and jog your memory a little bit. I said Victor Oladipo been traded to Indiana, him and Domantas Sabonis for Paul George. I said Victor Oladipo was going to have a breakout season, probably one of his best seasons. I see he's going to be an all-star this year. I see he's going to be comfortable because he played at Indiana University. Go check that piece out, man. I'm not lying, man. Same thing I said about Donovan Mitchell for the Utah Jazz. Man, go check me out. I'm just telling you, Wiz coming live for the Man Cave as usual, man. Without y'all, it wouldn't be no me, man. I appreciate it to all the subscribers, the followers, showing me mad love, and I'm showing y'all mad love back, man. Peace and blessings to all y'all, man. Peace. Have a nice day.